Luminosity starting off on that T sign. It looks like they're going to have a look towards B. You can see them splitting up already, though. Flamey peeking down Monster, going to find the first shot. Pith, though, with two entries just like that. Flamey a second for his as well. Now a third. It's just a battle of Pit and Flamey into a 2-on-2.
Yeah, it's quickly come down to a 2v2. They have the site, they got a smoke. They're going to try to plant the bomb, and C's can't do anything about it. Now we have one man, a left alone Guardian, pushing into the site, and he's coming up close to the planter, but will he get some shots off? No, it looks like he'll have some adversity, and he's going to fall off to the pit. C's pulls down one now. Peter left in a 1v2.
C's quite low. Guardian, though, still basically full at 76. He's going to be spotted. He lights Peter up down to 20, and C's will finish it off. So a nice 3K for Flamey to start things off, getting that first kill on the round. C's finishing it there. They will defuse.
Now we can see the tempo that Luminosity is trying to bring right out the gate to Overpass. They move with a fast strat, splitting 2 and 3 out, Monster and Long B. And Short, excuse me, and now they're going to be on the back foot a little bit. They did get the bomb down, and so they have the option to Glock save, and that's going to mean that they're going to be buying on the third. Now, Na'Vi have responded by getting 2 M4s, and that means they might be anticipating a buy, which they're not seeing. So yeah, these Thomases, you know, they're not going to get the kill reward that they really could have.
Well, it's getting quite popular. It's after that bomb plant, you just have one person sacrifice for the team, and you throw an AK onto somebody, and you make an early raid boss with the rifle. So rifles in response to that, perhaps. We'll see. Zeus, though, in a battle here in construction. We'll get a double, bringing both Devil and Pit to the ground. Peter, though, with that P250, moving in to the site. Zeus there to greet them. Seized as well, and the spray down from Zeus. Actually, Anger with the TK.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of a misstep there, but again, Luminosity didn't invest much money into that round, and here we're definitely going to see some sort of buy-up, though. It'll be light for a couple of players. We only have 36 on Lex and Anger, and yeah, that's going to mean Galils. Now, I actually don't know if this is the right decision. Like, you could have Tech9. I'm always an advocate for a Tech9 over Galil. You can get full nades with it, but overall, they've got 4 smokes. That's definitely more than enough to win a round on T-side, and yeah, we're going to have an early first rifle round here on Overpass.
Yeah, a little bit more limited on nades, though, because it wasn't a full Glock save. They did go P250s. I think there was a flash and a Tech9 in the mix up there as well, and I think only netting, what, 1 frag there? Let's see Anger, though, trying to get out, but still Flamey on the MP9 will take him down, so that's 1 for 1, and Zeus just terrorizing them from that sandbags position. Lex finally brings them in, but moving around the column, it's seized, and it's all over for Luminosity on their first rifle, so right back to square one.
Yeah, that's a quick 3-0 so far for Na'Vi, who have a lot of money across the board. They aren't losing a lot of players each round. Even on those ecos, it does add up, and you have to take them into account. Now, it's going to be Luminosity on a full save here. It's $2 grand a piece for pretty much all of them. They've got to rethink their strategies. They're going fast B pretty much every single round, and I wonder what the thought process is. They're not able to get into the site, and they got the bomb down once, but there wasn't a lot of success.
I feel going there, you know, that many times in a row, you go there on your first rifle, and you're like, all right, we've got the information, we know where they're playing, but they still just were not able to deal with Zeus and then C's coming in from the window very quickly. So now we'll see them spread out a little bit more, moving up towards those bathrooms to A, and it looks like Edward is the man on point here, and Zeus is already behind them. He loves to control that stair connector, and he will find one and also a ton of information for his troubles. And Edward may be a little too aggressive here.
Yeah, they're trading 1 for 1, and Flamey is actually already in a rotator spot. I mean, they pretty much know what's going on at A. There's 2 players inside the bathrooms, and they're getting picked off 1 by 1. I mean, Pith is making his way up long, but he's going to get shut down immediately as well, and that leaves Anger in a 1-on-3. He does have 2 frags on the board, and he's looking for a third, but can't find it. Na'Vi up to 4 rounds now. They've got 5 grand apiece, though. This is going to be their biggest buy so far.
We expect the op on Guardian. He got 2 kills there with the M4A1S, and there it goes. Drops it to Zeus. And he goes for the AWP, and also Peter picking up 1 as well. So maybe a long battle. Hard to really tell where, because oppers will just go anywhere, even based on spawn here on Overpass, whether toward Monster long or aggressive up towards the bathrooms. Yeah,
now one thing that Luminosity have talked about a lot in the past, I did some interviews, one with Devil Walk, and they mentioned, you know, working up, splitting up into some sort of default, gaining some map control, which is so valuable on Overpass, and then turning that into a strategy. But look, we have a 3-stack over towards long. They're looking to take full control of it, and we have 2 players from LG postured up towards it as well. And Flash might go over. Anger's going to take a peek. Is he going to find a fight? He knows one's at tree, and might look to fall off here. Doesn't have much support. Na'Vi really want them to come.
Yeah, they want to bait into this. They got 3 people here, 2 rifles. I can only assume Guardian, yeah, he's hanging further back there by the flowers. just looking for a shot, but Peter finds it first. That's the first kill on the round, and he brings down C's. Now we can see going up into the short bathroom, there's a 1-for-1 trade, so the refrag comes out. Very, very good for the Terrace, but now Guardian doing what he does, gets the shot. He will have a long fallback, but no one chasing him, and also Edward still holding that long for him.
Yeah, no, Devilwalk is actually lurking into B. This is such a huge play because he has the site now. They have 40 seconds left. They can rotate the bomb here, but they've got to act quickly. They can't take this for granted. Na'Vi were set up really heavily towards long, and even though they traded 2 players there, LG assume that there's going to be at least 1 player on the site, and they would be wrong, but he's going to catch the rotator. Guardian goes down, and that could be a round for them.
Still plenty of time to get here as well. 22 seconds now. Devilwalk going to smoke off those stairs to try to slow down the rotation here at the CTs. Was that a flash or a smoke that missed? Trying to go up to the... It was a smoke that did miss, but doesn't look like it'll matter. They found Edward anyway. 1-on-1, however. Zeus hanging out at Graffiti. He'll push forward now. And where is Pit? Did he move off towards construction, it looks like? Yeah, up on the sandbags. And he'll get him from the side. So there it is. On the board, on the T side is Luminosity.
1 round on the board for Luminosity. Now, this is Overpass. It's a tough map for both sides. And that's going to mean that Luminosity do have a significantly higher quota than they might have once had on Overpass. On this T side, they're going to need at least 6 rounds. I mean, I'm thinking that they're going to want 9. And with that being said, they have come off to a good start. On their first opportunity to have a full buy, they won the round, and they did it by splitting up. They got that information from Devilwalk, made a key play getting into B by himself. It was pretty brave, but it ended up working out. And now they're going to look to walk in along B kind of right off the bat here. Flamey's going to have pressure put on him.
Anger trying to get that entry. He actually moves forward, and Lex will find Flamey who's playing up barrel. Zeus, who's giving him so much trouble from sandbags. He's going to bring down 2. And he will reload as he is an A1S user. Aren't we all?
Yeah, now the smoke is down on Cat. Peter's up by the bomb, but he's going to go down. And now it seems like, I don't know if you noticed this, like players are getting picked off. Even on this, what should have been an explosive B take, we had players kind of trickling into the site and a couple people getting sprayed down, but no trade coming out. And even when Cat was smoked, the bomb wasn't attempted to be planted. And so it seems like once they don't get that entry, or...
Well, they did.
Yeah,
entry.
That's true. Yeah, like
they
to get that entry.
They didn't push anyone's sandbags, and Zeus has just been obliterating from there. I don't know if Na'Vi is throwing that smoke from CT that blocks off that shorter drain. So maybe they're scared to try to work into construction so that it can split through sandbags.
Yeah.
But they really need to, because that's not the first time we've seen Zeus just spray everybody down from that position.
I think
multiple 2Ks.
You know, opening picks are the most valuable picks of a round. And for them to be able to know that the right call was to get into B, walk in, take a fight, and then win that fight, that should be a round on the board. But if we look at how many players are alive right now, Na'Vi have got all 4. Flamey was the only one to go down to that entry, and they couldn't get any more presence on the site apart from that. Now, there's going to be 10 seconds left. Devilwalk has an AK, and if he dies after the time, it's going to be bad for them. But here we have the only player on the site, Guardian, whoa, with a huge flick to take him down, and that's another round on the board. Now, that's a 5th in total. Luminosity have 1, and if we look at the economy of Luminosity, it's in shambles.
It could be worse, right? Guardian, obviously, you know, natural-born killer. He's not actually MBK, but... he's going to kill that person, but if he actually, you know, Guardian just like, whatever, you can kill me, then they know exactly where Devilwalk is, and 3 players were there. They could have killed him after time. Yeah,
it could have been worse. That's true. Now, yeah, Na'Vi have 5 rounds. It's 5-1. Luminosity are back on a save. That was one of their most important rounds to win, and they couldn't do it. It's going to be an uphill battle from here, and we might even have to see a double save because of that loss.
And what is Flamey's opping? He's like 4th in line, isn't he? It's generally Guardian, then Edward, then I guess one of the C's even. It's like Zeus is the one who doesn't pick it up. But here we go, Flamey trying to strut his stuff. It will just be against the pistols. Guardian locking it down. Actually, both ops in the A site too. Flamey watching the bathrooms, Guardian out towards long, and there's Flamey shot. He'll bring down Lex, and Edward moving forward as well. We got 3, actually 4 heavy towards the A site right here for Na'Vi.
I think a key problem that we're seeing being pervasive throughout these rounds is a lack of explosiveness. Like, there is Luminosity able to get 1 really nice round.
What is this?
have a good idea of what strategy to execute, but when it comes time to execute, like you're walking B, you get spotted, you explode, right? Point blank, period. There's nothing else you can do. You don't have map control at A site or outside of party. You really don't know what's going on anywhere else, and you're committing to getting seen and then exploding. And even on that eco there, they were kind of spread out, trying to work picks, probably talking about what to do in upcoming rounds, but don't have that explosiveness and aren't trading that well. I think if they can meet the strategy with the explosiveness, they're going to have much of a better time. moving forward.
Devil Walk will be in those stairs. The rest of his 4 allies moving up towards the bathrooms, trying to bring down these players through the smoke. Actually do quite a bit of damage, but C's finding 2 kills, 1 fadeaway grenade. And the rest of his team coming in. Devil Walk now spotted. Last man here for Luminosity. And, well, things have looked poor when Luminosity have just, you know, kind of tried to death ball, like work into A side or go fast into A. But we did see, you know, a glimmer of something that could work when they did have that default round.
Yeah, absolutely.
They played it very well. So I think they just need to get that back to that position again. They did just double save. Probably in an effort to get Peter this op back. Yeah,
once again, another key round right here where Luminosity have all the guns they want. This is the equipment value that you need to win a round. Peter's got an op. They really have no excuse. And now that it's 7-1, if they don't win this round here, they're going to lose this half tremendously. I mean, it's going to be a really bad half overall. Even though they've got that loss bonus, if it goes back into a 1-1 type of deal and they get lucky on one round, it's almost going to count against them overall. So now we have a sort of default where Pyth is here in the stairs working solo, but Peter found a pick.
Yeah, through Monster. And then Edward, who had pushed in, it was in a cheeky spot, I guess we'll say, since the Europeans have showed up to the LAN. He gets a kill over in the connector. However, man advantage to Luminosity. Lex and Devil Walk in the red. They're barely holding on. They could stub their toe.
Yeah, but Na'Vi don't know this necessarily, and they really don't know exactly which players are hurt. And the fact that they have sheer numbers over them right now could really work in their favor if they manage to use these players properly. Now, they still have that op, but they've only got 45 seconds left. They've got to make a decision on what site to go to, and it looks like they're congregating towards B. Now, Zeus is the man over at Cat, going to hold control of the site, and if they decide to plant, it's probably going to sit there and wait for his teammates.
Edward able to beat him there to the trigger with 5 HP. He gets that kill onto Lex, and that'll even it back up to the 3-on-3. Lex also was very, very low, so it was one shot either way. Zeus, though, in such a fantastic spot. Peter saw him, though, and he hits the shot. Man advantage now to Luminosity. Bomb is down and ticking away. Guardian going in on this retake. He'll bring down Anger. He's got an ally up above, and that's Edward raining down those bullets. It seems like they've got an inkling of where Peter is going to try to come from. Peter, I think did he take that? But just missed it. He's gonna try to walk through the smoke, spamming up that bomb. He's right on target, just no one was on it yet. So Edward's gonna try to stick it. Peter can still do this, but no! He must have been spotted out of the smoke, and Guardian finds him.
Now, that was a situation where Luminosity had hurt players, but then they all died to peeking right off the bat. Like, no one should die to your upper B guy when when you have the bomb down, just because you're sitting at the pillar, excuse me. And they took that fight. They lost it, and that's why they're out of this right now. So that's a round lost for Luminosity. I would say it's maybe the most important round of the half so far, and they couldn't pull it off. But again, they had the right idea. They got into the B site off of great information. They didn't have to brute force their way in, but couldn't follow up with good afterplant spots.
Let's see how this brute force aggression goes. Once again, trying out towards B. Only one player going to get through, though, Lex. Kind of abandoned, but maybe rightly so. It would have been tough to go through that nade Molotov combo that we see so often these days in Flamey now. Spraying it down. Can he find that third kill as well? Running out of ammunition. Spray not quite there.
Yeah, Zeus going to be taking a peek off of Cat, and there are only 2 players alive. He does get dinked, but can fall off at this moment. Now it's Anger left in a 1v5 with the Deagle. Is going to look to make this round expensive. Finds a nice headshot, but gets taken down by C's, and that's Na'Vi, just displaying how much control they've had over this game so far. Like, even when they have stacked over towards A and Luminosity have had the great reads, they have no problem with their retakes. And the thing is that Na'Vi are a team right now that have almost no faults, right? Their afterplants are great, their retakes are great, playing slow if they want to is a strength for them, playing quickly when they want to is always good. They have strong lurkers, great site holds, and you know, that's scary. But at the same time, Luminosity are finding the right place to go at the right time.
Yeah, there's definitely some rounds that could have been Luminosities. Even still, that would only amount to like 2 or 3 rounds. Worth noting, I will say, before this rifle round kicks off, that Luminosity, this is one of their least played maps online in the NA region. Not that Overpass gets picked very often, but they've never played it on LAN. And to come here and with a new roster, not a lot of time to have prepared for things, and play up against one of the best Overpass teams that there are, obviously not really expected to win here on Overpass. But let's see if they can do it. This is the time to rally, try to get those 6 rounds as T-side, as difficult as it may be, because Navi's already up to 9.
Yeah, but look at this. Edward is actually pushing up towards long and is going to be working on a flank. Is anybody watching this? We have Peter. No, his eyes are looking away, and that's going to allow Edward to get all the way around. And if no one is watching this, is going to be able to secure the round just by securing his presence. Whoa, Guardian hits a very nice shot, takes out Lex. He's going to see the head of Edward right now, and that's it. Another player goes down. Wow, Luminosity are fighting for map control.
Yeah, well, they've lost it. Edward was waiting for more players to come out.
That was very eloquent.
Thank you. Finally took the shot, brought him down, so it's a 5-on-2. And it seemed like Na'Vi not going to lose from this position. Pit and Devil Walk, there it is. Pit, again, Lex in the interview saying this is the player to watch out for. He shows up with his confidence.
Yeah.
He will be brought down, though, by Edward. And 3 points for C's.
So what do we see? We see Luminosity, when they split up into the default, it works sometimes, sometimes it doesn't. When it doesn't work,
close, at least, when they do the default.
Somewhat. I mean, that round was a complete
Well,
disaster, right?
One,
like, they worked into a default, they forgot about long, and then Edward pushed it. Now, Na'Vi are, when they are taking these fights, Luminosity are winning them sometimes. The only time that they ever come out ahead in the mid to late round is when they trade 1-for-1 at least, versus wherever they're trying to work towards. So if they're going to split up in a default towards A, and they want to pay attention to long or pay attention to the bathrooms, they need to speed up the clearing and take fights sooner than later.
So kind of a 2-1-2 split up default here for the terrace, if you want to call it that, 2 out towards the playground. Bomb kind of geared towards A since it is down there as well. Pith chilling at the stairs. Devil Walk and Peter trying to work a pick there through Monster. Flamey, though, just sitting at the barrel, is not really giving him an inch. And actually, where is... Okay, Zeus is in such a good spot. He's pushed forward. He's all the way in construction. Quick Flamey. So they've got control of a central portion of the map. That'll make that CT flank even faster. We've already seen a couple Luminosity members shot in the back, but here's the reversal.
And here we have the late round B hit again. Is this going to be telegraphed? We have 3 players in the site this time. Absolutely no presence towards A. Not a single anchor anywhere else on the site, or on the map, excuse me. And I feel like it's just going to be punished heavily for this. And yeah, Pith gets spotted. He's going to be pushing up into the site through Cat. Is going to look to take a fight. And we have players holding angles. It's Flamey. We got Zeus on the right here. This is a supreme crossfire they have going on, but Pit takes his head off immediately. Flamey's all up and double sprayed out, goes down. Pit is finding a 3rd kill. No, that's actually Peter. Now they have a sight. 2v3. Anger is going to be looking to pick up the rotator kill. Is going to throw flash, fall off, and now it's after plant for Na'Vi.
Edward, though, coming down those stairs, does find Lex. 2-on-2. Guardian probably should be dead. He keeps that corner with the grenade out, but still he is here. 2 HP. Op shot onto Anger. And now Peter is going to have to hit 2. Maybe the call is there, but no, Guardian is too quick. And the bomb to be defused. Another close round for Luminosity, but Na'Vi already going further into the double
I feel like Guardian's got 100% accuracy this game. Every time we've seen him look at someone, look away, he always flicks back and hits them. And every single time in this after plant, it's always somebody caught out of position in a spot where they thought they could take a fight. And that's been their biggest downfall. Another situation where they get into a site with favorable trades and are unable to win it. They even had to kill 3 players in the site to get the bomb down, came away with more players remaining than were on Na'Vi, and they still lost.
And Na'Vi played so well as a unit. If we look at the kills, 13 on Seized and Zeus, 11 on Edward and Guardian, and 10 on Flamey. They're all neck and neck. Only 3 kills separating anybody, and there's just not any kills really happening for Luminosity. Pit's up there at 8, and Devil Walk's down there at 2. So it's been tough, and once again, Guardian just going to hit that shot onto Anger. So now Luminosity already down 10 rounds, and now starting out here, man down. But look at that, Pit and Devil Walk both picking up a frag.
EU Kryptonite is EU.
Yeah, there you go. That's the only thing to counter it.
Now Flamey's going to have some pressure put on him. Lex takes his face off, and they're going to have the sight now. Sees is going to be in a passive position looking to defend this, but oh, he finds another, and that's a second headshot on the round for him. If they lose this round, I don't even know what to say. I'm going to get up and leave.
Yeah, me as well. LAN over.
LAN over.
Guardian's able to do this. He does miss a shot, misses another one there.
Oh.
As the jiggle peeking from Peter proves a little too strong, so Luminosity on the board. Maybe they can get 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Maybe if this was Overpass when it first came out, we'd be like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you need like 6 or 7 rounds on T side now.
Maybe.
One hell of a CT side if you're Luminosity.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a great round. It did come down to some very nice shots being hit. Funnily enough, it's not even one of the rounds where I feel like they outplayed Na'Vi. Like some of the other rounds, they outplayed them and couldn't win those rounds. That round, they just hit entries, kind of brute force their way in, and did it. But results are results. If they can come away with 4 rounds in this half, we can look to the second half. But still, there are close 11-2s and there are not so close 11-2s, and it looks like Na'Vi are playing a whole lot stronger than they are right now. But it might change my opinion a little bit if they could seal up these last 2 rounds and make it look convincing.
Let's see what Edward is up to. He's in those bathrooms. He's kind of smoked off right now. Is he going to... No, I think he is backing off. Playing a bit safe. That will allow, though, a couple terrorists in there.
Yeah, so once again, we have LG taking bathrooms control, leaving long completely open, but Pyth is out here taking a peer into long, making sure no one can cross unless someone had crossed already. And I wonder, is that an op out here? That's Guardian, yeah. He's got an op angled onto it. So if he walks right into that crosshair, that's going to be bad news for him. And it looks like they might be gearing up to look to split A, but it's versus 3 players. Edward and Caesar still pushed up aggressively, not conceding any control.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very difficult to clear out those angles with the 3 aggressive Na'Vi members. Lex is going to try to do it. Can he see maybe the leg? He tries to check. He thinks he's checked it. He still is able to get one, but they're in the corner. Who was that? That was Edward who was there. Peter with almost, give it a millisecond more, and he could have had a 2 for 1, but will miss. And there it is. 4 surviving, only sees to fall, 12-2. At best, Luminosity gets 1 more round, but looking at their money, well, Anger will be broke as well as Peter.
Yeah, what Na'Vi are really, really understanding here is that the thing about Overpass is one of the worst places to defend A site is from the site.
It's from site,
and so they're fighting, playing with aggressive smokes and playing 3 players pushed up the entire way through, even though they know there are 5 players really close by. And that's that confidence they have right now in doing it. And I think it's pretty much the ideal way they could be working the map as a team. And it's looking really good for them. Obviously, 12 rounds on the board. They've more than met their quota. They're probably not feeling shaken at all. And here we have a push into
Molotovs, though.
Flamey is going to be taking down the first player. Cease is going to look down and spray another, but Zeus actually finds a nade kill, and that leaves Anger right now with an AK in a 1v5.
Yeah, Luminosity, they know, or Na'Vi rather, knows that Luminosity is coming. They've got those nades coming in as a response, Molotovs as well, and they just walk in and get blended there in the sandbags.
Yeah, blended I think is the word for it. They
and burnt.
Yeah, burnt, cooked, blended. That was easy for Na'Vi. They really didn't have much trouble whatsoever. And unfortunately, I hate to say it came down to fundamentals with Luminosity. I think if you asked them, they would say the same thing. Because in those after-plan positions, in some of those rounds, I think they were unexcusable. Like if you add up those rounds, they still might only have a total of 5, but that is like a much better F than what we're looking at here.
Because of course, 13-2. If Na'Vi now just comes out and gets the pistol, you're done.
You're done.
Well, assuming they get all like pistol in the next 2.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's going to change your buying patterns, right? Like you could say going up against a great half on any map is a disadvantage, even though you get to play your favorite side second. But ultimately, it's going to change the way that you buy. If you're down 13-2, you lose a round, you're going to force buy when maybe if you were starting on that half the first time around, you wouldn't have, and it might have been a better decision. But coming back from a deficit like 14-2 or 15-2 is too much for some teams, and Na'Vi are definitely going to look to put on that pressure here on this pistol.
Looks like they're going quick as well. 1 out towards Fountain, the other 4 through the playground, but also long aggression. They are fighting here. Both of them actually push forward towards that rock. Anger's able to get 1. Can he find another Flamey posted up? And it's actually Guardian, though, that finds the kill. So only Edward to go down, and now 3 people with Kevlar on the side of Na'Vi, and it's 4 versus 3 in favor of those terrorists. But there is a player on the back line here. Ooh, and there it is. It's Pitt. Takes off the head of C's, but quickly, Flamey getting the revenge.
Oh, if Pith was able to stay alive in that position, that would have been a huge play from him. His presence would have made it hard to rotate, but here we have Na'Vi taking advantage of the fact that they killed the rotator and taking the B side almost instantaneously. They've got 1 player at upper looking to take a fight, and he actually is about to go down. Devil Walk here with 45 HP is going to be jumping out into the pit and goes down. That's a round for Na'Vi, a pistol to bring him to 14-2.
Very heroic-looking effort by Devil Walk, jumping off the balcony while firing, straight out of an action movie.
Maybe he forgot his cape.
Yeah, forgot the cape. About a 1% chance to win that 1v3. Yep. So there it is, 14, and you already touched on the buying habits that are going to be affected now. You're already forcing. Most CTs would force anyways in this case.
Yeah, sure.
But we will see the scout, and it's actually in the hands of Pitt, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, if they're able to steal back the momentum here, it obviously would be huge. But all in all, Luminosity are not playing as well as they are.
Goodbye, Scout.
Oh, that's the 1 scout off the board.
He scouted the information, but he paid for it dearly. Hey. Now, Peter, though, will find the frag with that 5-7.
Knows he's being chased as well. Edward, on his back tails, is going to actually push through into the stairs, and is going to pre-fire this. Kills him
very
with
pre-fired.
Yeah, a headshot. Knows exactly what he was doing, so.
Lex found Flamey, though, in that same time. So that does still bring us to a 3-on-3. Guardian here with that AK posted up and long, and Lex hits the headshot. C's finding it, and then from the side, Devil Walk. Everyone is just behind everybody else.
Yeah, and those trades end up favoring Luminosity. It's a 2-on-1 now. Oh, we have Anger. Made some noise, opens the door. Doesn't know Edward's in here. And Edward, after killing
3 kills already on the round.
Peter stuck in the stairs. And now that leaves Devilwalk in a 1v1. Very awkward position. He's not watching the bomb, but it's... Oh my goodness.
So
He's actually waiting for him to peek this right now. It's about to come. No, Devilwalk finds the frag.
Doesn't even get hit. 100 HP, 100 armor.
Yeah. Wow. Edward knew exactly what was going on.
And
still, there we go.
There it is. Some smiles.
See you and NA coming together right there.
Yes. It's a beautiful thing, Thorin. Take notes.
Now, Luminosity, though, and you must say, only have 3 rounds. It's still as grim as ever. And Pith, Mag 7, a couple of Thomases, a Scout on Peter, and a Galil. Not a single M4 on the board, but it is going to be going up against a Force Buy of Na'Vi. It's very typical of European teams to eco when you get ecoed now.
Oh, Devilwalk taking a dink.
Yeah.
No, like not even one submachine gun though. Like against all the pistols, submachine gun's so obviously buffed to be able to counter the Tech 9 armor.
Is that because you wanted to use your broom line?
It's broom, right?
Broom.
Way to ruin it before I even got to bust it out. No one heard anything. 4 on 5, Luminosity at the disadvantage. Where is this Mag 7? Pit jump spotting with it over towards B. He's actually the one man there for Luminosity. Bulk of the forces here defending A, but will they be able to hold it even against these pistols?
Oh, Peter misses a shot, and Devilwalk goes down 4. Now Flamey actually finds a trade, but Anger finds 2 for himself, and it's going to be left alone with the truck, but that's a 2v2. The bomb is in their reach.
Yeah, 2 on 2. Bomb down on a good spot on that semi-truck. Guardian, though, hitting the one dig. Can he get another? Doesn't have to. Flamey's there at the FAMAS.
Oh my goodness. And yeah, they got pushed back. As soon as Devilwalk got dinked, he fell all the way off into sight. They immediately conceded all the bathroom and long control. And I want to say it's out of fear because they know just as well as Na'Vi do that on the A site, there aren't great spots to defend from. You've got a couple cheesy spots right at long where you can be close left.
Or if you set up the boost.
Yeah, or right tucked into the truck, but we saw Devilwalk get there, and as soon as someone clears it, they go down instantly. And this is versus saving players, so you need to keep that distance since you have those rifles, and they weren't able to do it. And that's probably why they lost that round.
So, rocky start here in the second half. Unfortunately, Luminosity just cannot afford that. It's match point for Na'Vi, and sees to find the first kill on it. Brings down Pit, that player you're looking to have him be the star on this Luminosity lineup, and he's down. Still some deagles, perhaps, from Anger and Lex could turn things around.
Yeah, and it's almost at this point where you start thinking about map 2, you know. There's obviously, as long as the game's still going, that's what's great about Counter-Strike. As long as the game's still going, there's hope for your team, but looking at the results of this map so far, it looks like the Na'Vi just have all the confidence and all the shots they need to seal it up, and here it starts right here. Edward gets into the site, Zeus finds one on Devilwalk, and that's going to allow the bomb to go down. T's also catch a rotator, and that's all their bases covered.
I think Peter's got the one before the Scout. Let's see. Well, he hit the shot. Unfortunately, the player was healthy enough, and it didn't hit him in the face. So Zeus to find the final frag. Your map 1 winner is Natus Vincier.
Yeah, congrats on Na'Vi. Dominant performance, looked extremely strong, and really it seemed like Luminosity in that situation didn't have much hope round for round. Early on, right, they had their first rifle round with a lot of money, and then they won it, and then they lost it. And as soon as they lost, they had a double save, and that's when it became 7-1. They got another opportunity to do it, but couldn't carry over a string of rounds together, and then coming into the CT side gave themselves almost no hope.
Yeah, it was a rough look at Luminosity on Overpass. That is, though, the first time they've actually played that on LAN. It's also not one of the maps that they are playing a lot, even in the online qualifiers or online leagues, anything like that. So looking to Dust 2, this is a map they have played on LAN before. They've played it twice. They did lose both of those. They have not won a map on LAN, so that could be tough for them. But let's go over what there is to even go over on Overpass.
Yeah, let's
down to the desk with Scoot, Thorn, and Hiko.
Leave it to the experts.